Our next speaker is a good friend of mine, Erja Retzen from Nasdaq, and she's going to talk to us about raising capital and visibility for growth. Erja is a managing director at Nasdaq Nordic Global Listing Services, and she works closely with existing and future issuers listed on Nasdaq Nordic. And she specializes in the mining and gaming sectors, as well as in the startup and the growth community scene. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Erja.
Thanks, Anne. Great to see you after so many years. It was a surprise. So good afternoon also on my behalf. My task is in a way to guide you through what has happening on listing scenery lately. And to start with, you see the pictures? Yeah. So a couple of slides about Nasdaq. You all know us from being a trading venue or listing venue, but we are more than that. For example, did you know that already over 80 exchanges all over the world are run by Nasdaq technology? So it means our systems are operating other exchanges and clearinghouses. Then we have data products, indices, different kind of services for listed and non-listed companies, which help them to perform in a better way and to be also a better corporate citizen. But this is what we are mostly known here in the Nordics and in Europe. So we have exchanges, all the little Baltic exchanges, plus Finland, Sweden, Denmark and Iceland on the Nordic countries. We are still missing Oslo, but hopefully we can one day welcome also Oslo to the Nasdaq family. There are more than 800 companies listed on our venues here in the Northern Europe, and the market cap is over 1,000 billion euros. And there are also more than 150 companies based here in Europe or in Israel that are listed actually on Nasdaq US. So we are leader on global listings. In US, there is, of course, a fierce fight with New York Stock Exchange, and we are ahead of New York. 73% of the IPOs came to Nasdaq last year. And we are also very successful in getting switches. So there is two types of competition in US. We are fighting for the fresh souls, and then also those who are listed already on some other venue, and we try to get them on board to make a switch to ours. And we have also been very successful there. So for example, in the past years, Mattel, so Barbie girl, moved to Nasdaq, and DreamWorks, the production company, you know from the movies, and some other examples. And here in the Nordics, here in Europe, as said, we have the Nordic and Baltic venues, and last year was a record year. And there are already more than 200 companies listed on First North, which is our growth market. And you probably recognize some of the brands which are on our different venues listed. So this is what Nasdaq is known in US, tech companies, biotech. Those are the mainstreams nowadays, companies entering the public markets. When it comes to number of companies, total market value, or even analyst recommendations and analyst coverage, US really rocks on tech side. But here in the Nordics, we had a record year last year, 99 new listings. It was the highest number in our history on an annual level, and also it was the highest number in Europe. It is a kind of a well-kept secret, but now it means that also other countries, other companies have noticed that there is something happening up in the north, in Sweden and in Finland. And we get inquiries from Singapore, Canada, US, Austria, Germany, just name it. All these companies, they want to come and get listed on one of the Nordic marketplaces. So main market, 28 plus 8. 8 means that there was 8 moves from the growth market First North to the main market. And then First North, we had 63 new companies. Top sectors, financial, industrials and healthcare. But there are so many different sectors represented on this group of companies. You really can't say, I mean, of course, in many cases, entrepreneurs, they ask us, what kind of revenue should we have? How many employees do you think we should have? how long history we need in order to get to markets. There is no clear answer. It really depends on the story. You have to be a storyteller, but you also have to stick into the truth. You have to be bold. Your company has to set goals, not just, well, in 5 next years we will grow 4%. Do investors love that? No. You have to be very brave when giving the estimates. And then also have the courage to be that we will be stronger, we will be bigger, we go to be more international. So last year on our Nordic and Baltic exchanges, these new companies, they raised 6.5 billion euros. And that number doesn't include the share issues already listed companies have done. And this year we have had already about roughly 30 companies in total. And as said about the sectors, there are so many sectors represented and also companies of different sizes on different stage of their development and all that. But I think one funny example is, for example, the First North company that got listed in Lithuania. It is the first and only crematorium in Lithuania, and it got listed on our growth market. So if we want to have more perspective to this one, we were, according to these statistics, we were number 2 right after London. But some of the smallest IPOs we had last year, they are not counted here. And also the switches from First North to main board, they are not included. But when it comes to number of new companies, Nasdaq Nordic really has made some waves on a global level. And capital raised, we are there on 5th position, not bad. But this of course shows that many of our companies that got listed, they got listed on the First North. So they were growth companies like you. I mean, the qualifications or the requirements are not so high that you have to have like 50 million euro revenue and anything like that. And if we compare First North, the growth market, to London's growth market AIM, last year was really a success year for us. We have beaten AIM, and when it comes to number of companies, we were bigger, and also when it comes to capital raised, we were on 1st position. So this really has shown good remarks on the capital markets here and there, and also companies have noticed this, and investors and owners. And that's why we kept getting calls and inquiries also outside the Nordics. Just a curiosity, here are the listings we have had this year in Finland, just to show you that different kinds of companies from different sectors. There's transportation, property management, a bank, IT company, construction company, retail company, and also, again, IT company. And companies of different sizes. I mean, just 8 employees, net sales 3.8 million, and the largest is 7.55 million euros. But they all want to grow. And here are some remarks how these two markets actually differ. So when it comes to First North, you don't have to do IFRS. You don't have to do prospectus approved by FSA if you are raising less than 5 million euros. It's really, you have a business plan, you have a solid processes, you have a governance in place, there's everything in order. So then you are basically ready for the First North. But of course, the other side of the coin is really that, are the investors interested in your company? That's the key question. So the bar to enter the market is not high, but of course you have to have a strong story, you have to believe what you do, and then also show it to the investors. In the past years, Nasdaq has also concentrated some of the activities to non-listed companies. We are working actively on private company scenery. And of course the aim is to support these companies to grow and get bigger, to be more international and find new investor groups and also be a better corporate citizens. And why not from private to public and then being a public company? You always need support. And that's what we are willing to do. Many of you might think, why to list, why the bother? I mean, really, all that documentation, regulations, it's a burden, we will die. There's no innovation left. But if you ask the companies that have been listed on the recent years, they don't regret, they are more than happy. It seems it helps them to stand out from the crowd when they are, especially on international arena. And then it gives them more muscles, more body to meet the challenges they are facing. Companies say that it is a quality stamp to be listed. And especially in Asia and in US, it is a big bonus when you can have in all your documents, this and this company is listed on Nasdaq First North. Then the investors know that, hey, there is transparency, we know this company won't vanish just like that. It might be a gateway to new markets, entering new sectors. And of course, if your aim is to make acquisitions, become bigger by buying out your competitors, listing gives you the first round, IPO, then you get the first financing, and then when something interesting comes along, you can again have a share issue and raise capital from the markets. So in that way, we are like crowdfunding. We have been the crowdfunding place in Finland over 100 years, and we will be here 100 more. Visibility, you can't deny that when you get listed, you will get more visibility, in good and in bad. And many of the companies, they say that after the listing, they have got better recruitments. And also when they announce, for example, that our CFO is going to move away, they will get immediately 10 top candidates sending open applications to the company. And it's like pick and choose. You don't have to have a recruitment process. You have all the big names queuing for your company. So many reasons, but mostly be bigger, grow, and step out from your home base. So we can skip this one, but of course, we as Nasdaq, we want to support our issuers. It is not just like when the companies come in, we have the first trading day ceremony, we ring the bell, have the champagne, and then it's bye-bye, see you in 5 years. No, we want to support the companies, I mean, really hold the hand and matchmake the company with new investors, new pool of capital. And there are different ways to do so. We organize investor events, there are news articles and events where the companies can speak up and all that. Our corporate solutions give new possibilities how to be more effective in daily work, and also ongoing support. Whenever there is a chance, we will push the companies to the podium, especially in US, where we have the market side in the middle of Times Square. And here in Finland, it is a bit smaller scale, but we try our best. So there we use social media, and there are also the ceremonies. We have the tower pictures and all kinds of events here and there where companies, issuers can mingle with other interest groups. And of course, we also participate competitions where our issuers might be the winners of certain series, and then also the exchange and the company gets European attention. But I think the key question is here, what do you want to do? Do you want to be displayed up there? If you say yes, Nasdaq and our teams here in the Nordics and in US, we are more than happy to help you. So thank you for your attention. See you in the listings.